closer, Mary dear. All the world waits with you for your day, but for now the wind is cold and it's drear, and Bethlehem's still so far away. Do you remember the way you felt back then? Joy and wonder filled your soul, and when the angel slipped away, you knew your life was never be the same. And now you're traveling on a road to Bethlehem, wandering thoughts fly away. If you knew the road that lies ahead of him, would you break down and cry? Your child is born to die. Feel that hand of strength upon your own, a husband's love that guides along the way, and as his understanding has grown, his hopes too are centered on that day. Do you remember the way he looked back then? His pain and sorrow filled his eyes till when the angel came to say the Savior's birth was meant to be this way. And now you're traveling on a road to Bethlehem, wandering thoughts fly away. When you see the road that lies ahead of him, you'll break down and cry. Your child is born to die. Think back on that promise you've received, for he in whom the prophets long believed now belongs to you. You've been chosen too, but he's the one who's gonna shine. Called his name Jesus, Emmanuel. He'll save his people from sin and hell, and of his kingdom, well, there will be no end. And now you're traveling on the road to Bethlehem, wandering thoughts fly away. When you've seen the road that lies ahead of him, Mary, dry your eyes. Your child is born to rise. That was Mary's song by Petra, an old Christian rock band from the 70s. I played that straight from the charts of the Morristown Uke Jam, so take the link in the video description, download the free ukulele song sheet, grab your own ukulele, and you can play right along with this video. And if you'll be anywhere near Morristown, New Jersey, come out and play with us. In just a moment, I'm going to do a tutorial covering everything I just played, and at the very end, I'll do a slow motion close-up play along that you might find helpful. But right now, if you like the video, please like the video with a thumbs up. If you want lots more, subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you want hundreds more free ukulele song sheets, each with a link to its own free video tutorial and play along, check out our Dropbox and then come play with us. Okay, I'm going to start this off by saying this isn't an easy song. It's really not. And I didn't try to create an easier version because I didn't think it would sound good. You know, I guess you could. You can, if you really want to play this, and this is too hard for you, you can play the easy versions of every chord. There aren't really any crazy chords. And the easy versions are pretty darn easy, you know, G, C, A minor. So you can just ignore, literally ignore all the little superscripted numbers that tell you to play up the neck. Ignore them all. Play the open version of every chord, and it'll be a remarkably simpler song. But it won't have the panache. So you can do that if you like. I think I'm not going to take the time to try to show that. I'm going to show what I played, which was a lot of finger picking and arpeggio stuff together with the up the neck chords. So first I'm going to start off, you're going to need close up for everything on this, I think. So I'm going to start here. First off, let me just say, for these arpeggios, I think without exception in this song, I have string assignments for my fingers, which is to say I only have 4 strings, so I don't need my pinky. I've got 1 finger on each of the strings. If you're wondering which finger did I use to pluck, that's the one. That's it. I mean, there are times when I need to do, something else, something fancy with a different kind of an arrangement. But with this arrangement, I believe my fingers remained on their assignments. So those are the fingers that plucked the strings that you hear. All right. I started out with, this is a G, but it's way up here. So, G, 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 G. That's it. A G2. What is that? A fifth position G? I think that's what that is. Anyway, so I started out all the way up here. It's basically an E shape, but up on the 5th fret. So, right? And my arpeggio for this, I'm playing the outside strings. Most of these arpeggios, by the way, go from the high strings to the low. Yes, I have a low G ukulele, and I'm playing, most of these arpeggios go, like that. They go from the top down, like that. Or I say from the top down, from the high note down, or from the floor up, if you want to think of it that way. So this works the same way. I pluck the outside, but then the middle ones, with the only exception being the thumb there, I'm going 1, 2, 3, right? 1, 2, 3. What am I doing? Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. That's what happens if I make it all the way to the bottom. I come back up again. So both. That's it. That's the entire intro. By the way, it's repeated at the end of every verse and twice at the beginning. So if you learn it, you get to play it lots of times. That's like 5 times, I think, something like that. Plus at the outro, too. So that's the intro. And then the first line of each verse is simple down strums. And I had to shape this. I wanted to hear this sliding up the neck. So it's a straight G, right? Except I didn't want to have to go from there to there. I wanted to be able to slide it. So I'm forming the G like this with my first 2 fingers like in opposite formation there, and then I drop my ring finger. And that way, from that G shape, I can go to a G minor shape, but up on the 3rd fret, just by sliding, see? And then back to the G shape. So it's a G shape, and it's actually a G minor shape, but on the 3rd fret. Same thing on a 5th fret, and then back to a G shape on the 7th fret. And it's just G, A minor, B minor, and C, but doesn't it sound cool? That's it. Actually, that's an A minor add 9, but no, that's a C. Yeah, that's a C. Okay, and then A minor add 9. That's the outside strings here. And again, I'm going into an arpeggio that, generally speaking, I'm going to go from the floor up, and then if I have time, I'm going to come back down again. So, closer, Mary dear. Generally speaking, when I form a new chord, a whole new chord, I'll pluck a bunch of strings. Like I might pluck all 4 strings. So like this. Right? I pluck 3 or 4 strings on the chord changes, generally speaking at least. So, closer, Mary dear, all the world waits with you for your day. And now the E minor, I do a closed E minor here because I think it sounds good going back and forth from that to the B. So, right? Just like that, back and forth. But for now the wind is cold and it's drear, and Bethlehem's still so far away. Do you read? I pluck a lot of strings there just because I want the drama. I like the drama at that point, and I think that's true. We're always saying, do you remember? You know, I think that's in all three verses. Maybe not all three, but no, I guess it's not. First two, though. Do you remember the way you felt back? So that, again, a C up here. The way you felt back then. I said riff there because that's what I'm doing. I start in A minor, but then I step up it on the E string, I guess that is, right? The second string from the floor. So, do you remember the way you felt back then? Joy and wonder filled your soul, and the same thing again. Then the angel slipped away. You knew your life would never be the same. Nothing else special there, but here we go now in the chorus. And now you're traveling on the road to Bethlehem. I'm just doing the same arpeggio, so... Oh, excuse me, except now you can do it down, or you can do it the way I was doing just now. I plucked off... Oh, excuse me, I usually strum. So strum, and then I'm going now from the ceiling down, or from the fourth string, you know, to the higher string. So... Traveling on the road to Bethlehem. So only in the choruses, I strum the chord changes. Wandering thoughts fly away. If you knew the road that lies ahead of him, would you break down and cry? So here's how I do that. It's an A minor, right? I've just got an A minor there. And here it goes. Now I'm going to start changing it. So, on the second string, that's it. Sort of a step up. Your child is born to die. Like I said, you learn that intro, you get to play it over and over and over again. The only thing left now, at the very end, the outro is like the intro, but ends, not abruptly, but it ends before we get to the end. And then start on a G suspended second, which is a partially formed G, and hammer on to finish it out. Like that. That's it. To form that G. And that's all. Okay. Now I'm going to play in slow motion, close up on my right hand through the intro and the first verse and chorus, because after that it's duplicated. So close up on my chord changing hand. Here goes. Whoops, I'm going to go closer actually. Bigger hand. All right. Starting up there on that fifth position G. 5, 6, 7, and. Weird position G. Oh, that blanket closer, Mary dear, all the world waits with you for your day, but for now the wind is cold and it's drear, and Bethlehem's still so far away. Do you remember the way you felt back then? Joy and wonder filled your soul, and when the angel slipped away, you knew your life would never be the same. And now you're traveling on a road to Bethlehem, wandering thoughts fly away. If you knew the road that lies ahead of him, would you break down and cry? Your child is born to die. And the outro. That's it. See you Wednesday. Bye.